Hello folks, it's Eamon McAuley here from Ardoyne, Belfast boxing historian. I'm back with another wee chat about boxing. Today I'm going to name my top 50 Latino boxers. This is boxers from Central America and South America. I'm not going to include the Caribbeans because I don't really know all the champions that come out of there. I know the likes of Julian Jackson was from the Virgin Islands and there was others, but I don't want to go on Google. I see Google as cheating. I like to do this off the top of my head with my boxing knowledge. Although sometimes I have no choice but to go on Google. So here we go. My top 50 Latino boxers. Miguel Cotto, in no particular order, by the way. Miguel Cotto, Hector Camacho, Wilfred Benitez, Victor Galindez, Santos Laciar, Hilario Zapata, Sugar Ramos, Baby Arizmendi, Panama Al Brown, Nicoloni Locke, Salvador Sanchez, Juan Miguel Marquez, Ricardo Lopez, Miguel Canto, Eder Joffrey, Ismael Laguna, Jose Pepino Cuevas, Alfonso Zamora, Vicente Salvador, Pascal Perez, Kid Gallivan, Wilfredo Gomez, Carlos Ortiz, Felix Trinidad, Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Carlos Zarate, Jose Napoles, Carlos Monzon, Acelino Freitas, Wilfredo Vasquez, Sergio Martinez, Sammy Sereno, Kid Chocolate, Manuel Ortiz, Jose Torres, Evan Rosario, Evan Valero, Ruben Olivares, Eric Morales, Saul Alvarez, Alexis Arguello, Roberto Duran, Antonio Esparragoza, John Molina, Lupe Pintor, Esteban de Jesus, Eusebio Pedrosa, Antonio Kid Pamble Cervantes. Did I say Humberto Gonzalez? Some talent there, boy. Woo! Some talent. The first Latino world boxing champion in history was Panama Al Brown. The youngest world boxing champion in history was Puerto Rico's Wilfredo Benitez. Mexico's Julio Cesar Chavez won 31 world title fights, a record. He also won 87 fights in a row, a record. Mexico's Jose Napoles was the first Latino boxer to be the Ring magazine's Boxer of the Year. I spent a week in the Hilario Zapata camp in Panama and Colombia. Spent a week in Panama, I spent a week in Colombia. I was in the camp. He was preparing to fight Fidel Bassa. So we were getting ready in Panama and then we travelled to Barranquilla in Colombia. Hilario Zapata made 10 successful defences of his light flyweight crown and he made 10 successful defences of his flyweight crown. One of the all-time greats, although he would lose in this fight to Bassa. We ran with Zapata in the mornings. He had some gold teeth, I remember, and he had a stunning, beautiful blonde, white girlfriend. In the lobby of our hotel one day, there was a huge press conference. Even me and Paul Hago Hodgkinson got interviewed. Then these three fellas approached us, and one of the fellas said, "This is Antonio Kid Pamble Cervantes," as he pointed to the meek, humble looking guy in the middle. He says, legendary Colombian world champion. So Paul Hodgkinson didn't know the difference between a left hook and a fish hook. But I says, Alfonso Peppermint Frazier, and the joint name was obvious. They knew then that I knew who this guy was. And the spokesperson, the guy who was speaking on Cervantes' behalf, Cervantes didn't utter a word, but the guy who was speaking for him asked for some money. and me and Paul Hacko given them a small amount of money, and they went on their way. And he even got a photo taken with Cervantes, but I lost my camera in Colombia or got it stolen, and I had to rely on the photos taken from Paul Hodgkinson's camera. But he never, it was me took the photo and my camera of Cervantes, lost it. So, yeah. Also, one day, Barney Eastwood asked me and Paul Hodgkinson if we'd like to go out that night for dinner rather than having it in the hotel as per usual. But me and Paul were cutting weight. We were fighting in less than a week at the York called Bethnal Green, and we were starving hungry. We couldn't wait that long, so we both said, if it's okay with you, Mr. Eastwood, we'll just have it in the hotel. So the next day we met up with Barney Eastwood, and he told us what a wonderful meal and what a wonderful night he had with Eusebio Pedrosa. Talk about a sickener. Now, he must have knew, he didn't just bump into Eusebio Pedrosa by chance. He must have knew that he was meeting up with Pedrosa. So why didn't he tell us? If he had told us, we would have jumped through hoops to go out for dinner with Eusebio Pedrosa. Oh dear. And then when we were in Panama, we were having dinner at Luis Spada's mansion. There was a big long table and servants, like you'd see in the films. And the phone rang, and it was Roberto Duran, who was exiled then, who was living in Florida, and he spoke to Spada on the phone. And that was incredible. But I had to wait till I think it was 2019 to finally meet Roberto Duran, and of all places, the Europa Hotel in Belfast. He was over for an evening with. So, yes, so Barney Eastwood, in his infinite wisdom, had the Panamanians, Venezuelans, Colombians coaching in his gym in Belfast. And Wilfredo Gomez's book, Bazooka, or in his documentary rather, which I have, Gomez says that he trained and based himself in Panama because Panama had the best coaches. And that was true. That was a master stroke on Barney Eastwood's behalf. Yep. So thanks for listening to me, folks. Hopefully I'll be back soon with another wee chat about boxing. Have a lovely, blessed day. Take care and God bless. See you soon.